Jesus, it's packed.
Yeah, go down the back there, so. Welcome to the Shnug with Richie and Lavin. Well, how are we doing? This is the Shnug podcast, a new podcast from the west coast of Ireland, where we invite people from all walks of life to talk about their passions, their interests, their side hustles, anything and everything. Any crack, how are you?
How's Richie?
Grand now, you know, Wednesday. Is it a Wednesday? Thursday?
Thursday today. You shaved your beard off?
No, did I?
Yeah, since last time I seen you. Anyway.
Well, I had a mustache there
Huh?
till about 2 weeks ago.
Just a mustache?
Just the mustache. I went up to Comic-Con with my daughter, and she went as 11 from Stranger Things.
All right.
And I made a bad attempt at Hopper.
Yeah.
With
She go the full whack and
she went like season 3.
all right, sounds right.
But she had half her head shaved before, but not do the full job. She's starting secondary school next week, so Jesus, send her in with a shaved head. I don't think that would have been a great idea.
Yeah, that's how it goes. Well, yeah, that's good. I'm glad you had a good time though. Yeah.
Yeah, it was great. It was. I've never been to anything like that before, and I have friends that are big geeks or nerds or whatever is the correct term for it.
Was
It's
there
comic
any
book geek, isn't it?
Magic the Gathering shit going on?
There's no Magic the Gathering. Sorry.
What? Really?
No Magic the Gathering. I thought there was. Someone said there was supposed to be, but I didn't see it anyway.
Just Warhammer and.
Not even. There was a few lads dressed up. But it's mainly comics.
Okay.
It's like a
mainly
big
comics.
merch sale,
Okay.
really.
Yeah.
And then there's a few people, doing talks and stuff. And
Any famous actors or?
the fella that played RoboCop was there.
Okay, yeah. Actually, yeah. I seen a piss take of it.
Who else? One of the girls from Jesus, The Boys.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I gotta catch up on that.
Yeah, who else
I
was
haven't
it?
seen it. No.
Oh God, no one that actually jumps out. There's a few people whose names I don't know. Other people that know who they were. And then there was like comic book writers and stuff.
That's only once a year, yeah.
It's twice a year now,
Is it? Yeah,
apparently. Yeah,
okay.
but it was mad. It was just. It's very an inclusive place, and I wouldn't use that term very often. But it was every size, every shape, every background. I'd say a lot of people on the spectrum, and different kind of maybe disabilities, physical disabilities. But it seemed like a very safe space that everybody was really, really nice to each other.
Yeah.
Oh, and there's the cats.
There's the
well
cats.
done, lads,
Hey. It only took them 2 minutes to make an appearance?
Jesus Christ, you made it halfway at
Fucking
least
hell.
the last time. Anyway.
All the ambience in here and
Well, Ronan, we better introduce you. This week we have Ronan Connor. He's a printmaker and a muralist based in Galway. How are you doing?
good indeed. Cheers for the invite.
You're based in Galway. Are you from Galway?
Yeah, the home house is only 8 miles from city centre, Currendullah.
Currendullah. Just up the road.
It's
So yeah.
only out the Cur line.
Yeah. Is that where you went to school? Is that where would it have been art been a big thing of a part of your childhood growing up in your secondary school or primary school?
I think I won a competition when I was 5.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so it is it's all the encouragement. That's
Yeah.
Competition, like what crack? Like a poster competition?
It was basically a basic as could be for just going into school.
Yeah.
But the crayon or painting, whatever I was using, I still remember the colour scheme to be fair. And the concept behind it was, it's basically Tom and Jerry sort of thing where a cat was catching a mouse, and it was like prior to the event happening, so the thought bubble was in the cat's head, and it was like it was in front of him, hadn't happened yet.
But did you have that in primary school, like the community games, art competition? It was like a big thing every year.
I don't think so. It wasn't that big.
No.
But like Currendullah had their like little national event or their little village event out there. So it was amongst that with the fun fair and all that around it.
I remember we would it was every class had one. Then if you won R1, you got to go to Ennis.
Okay.
It's big time. And you'd move on to there. You'd end up in Mosney.
Oh, I thought you meant like it was. I thought you meant like you got a like you got to a holiday to Ennis. No? Is it like you go to Ennis with the
Yeah,
the
the
piece?
competitions on
Okay,
in Ennis
okay.
then, like, you know.
No, lads, I was 5, and this was happening the same event as throwing a bale of
Yeah.
hay with a fork over the bar. It's like not a competition at all. Yeah, it was just collaborated around school events.
Yeah. Or what you call it? Is there was there a big influence from your parents or family or anything to do with art? Anthony?
The father's carpenter. He actually, he was like drawing our portraits. He did portraits in the past. So figuring out grid format and stuff like that. And he actually did a sculpture, one solid piece of wood of a dog, a Celtic dog, and then its tail was wrapped up between its legs. It was all one solid piece of wood, so I guess that was quite influential to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then secondary school, where'd you go?
Endes, all the way from
Where's-
Gurndella.
Where's Endes? Is it in Currendale?
South Salthill.
Oh,
on the road.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
And you said it to me in the car earlier, and I was like, "Oh yeah, and this." I had no fucking clue.
Yeah. He's country through and through.
That's the problem.
that's a bit of a spin, isn't it? Though you know, all the
I
way
know,
across
yeah.
town,
There was 2 buses. I just followed the brother's suit, so it was just that was the crack.
Yeah.
I just said I'll follow their suit, or else it was go further into the country,
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
which I didn't. Yeah, I didn't
you'd be
mind
going
at
to
all. It was
Headford or
just-
something then. Huh?
Yeah. Probably would have drove cars. And had that sort of crack instead.
Boo! What's that sound that they make? Boo!
That'll probably peak the old yokes.
Yeah.
Like that. Actually, I know a lad in Kinvara who sounds exactly like that.
Oh yeah.
He just like an old fellow goes, "Oh, you know, oh," like that. He's got that kind of a sound to him.
This is how you get the attention in a bar, is it?
No. Just, I got a bad way of getting attention in a bar. Like, you don't want to know.
What you call it? And then in secondary school you did art probably, yeah?
Yeah. We had a teacher in there. He was sound. He was chill. There was never any pressure to do anything. It's like sort of could be down the line for me as well,
Yeah.
going into teaching, because it was so chill.
Yeah.
Because don't really have much pressure on you. It's basically everyone seeing how people work, their effect of their pencil or brush, and it just goes, plays pretty easy.
Yeah. Oh, was there many? What were you into art wise back then?
The main drawn aspect, it was mainly just still life.
Yeah.
It was like I remember drawing shoes. It's like that was one of the more interesting ones. Yeah, everyone around my generation, I'd say they still do. It's like, what's the best thing for today's class? Hey, this is handy.
Yeah, take off the
bottom
shoe.
of my foot.
No, it might be too early, but like, where did you go from that to like the more abstract stuff that you're doing these days?
I travelled from to Spain, America, not for too long a periods. Like I wasn't going all over the place, but like I had to get out of town to live.
You weren't in trouble or anything?
No, it's not as
That's
on
why I
the
left.
run. It was that big money I won as a 5-year-old.
Yeah. Everybody was after it.
But no, definitely saw the street art after I travelled, and it's just passion for colour sort of revitalised me. So doing that in a portrait manner. You can look at some of my old print stuff, open bite etchings and that, and they're quite dark.
Yeah.
in terms and when you see street art as you travel, it's just so effective, positive, sends you in a good mood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you went to GMIT to do fine arts, and it's called ATU now, is it?
Yeah, I guess so.
When did that happen? I'd seen that in your thing. It was ATU. Is that like Athlone? It's Atlantic.
Atlantic Technical Institute.
That's the fancy name.
No, university.
So GMIT's changed the name. NUIG's changed the name as well, aren't they?
To what?
Did you hear that? Like
what?
like Galway NUIG. I don't know what they're changing it to. I forget what it's called.
It's probably just they're reversing the letters.
It's some
or
other
something like
fucking group of letters. And it's like, lads, why are you changing all the college names?
Yeah, well, I looked at my Facebook profile recently, and like it automatically changes. You know, they pinpoint
Yeah.
like a destination on it.
Yeah, yeah.
It just popped up as ATU. It's like, oh, did I go to that college as well? It's like, fair enough.
A rebrand to make it more sexier,
Yeah.
like, you know. So you did fine arts in ATU. We'll just call it that from now on, I suppose.
Mm-hmm.
And then I can see from your degree show that you like that was that kind of black and white period that you had. So tell us a bit more about that.
Yeah, I guess it was a bit of a process. My tutor Declan, he actually passed away a couple of years, but he had a whole process of open bite etching that he inflicted on me, and it was very expressionate. Just showed all this like linear work that was it was just very effective to me.
Yeah.
Apart from, you know, anything else that'd be etching would be just cross etching, be general pencil work.
Yeah.
With these printmakings that you would put them through an acid bath, put layers on them with bitumen, which is used for tarmac and roads.
Okay.
All sorts of
Crazy shit.
yeah, centuries years old techniques. And when you come out, you just lift a piece after doing how many layers, whether it's 3 to 12, the more tones you get. And then you put it through one of these several century-year-old presses, and you pull it out, and it's, you know,
Yeah.
then you only found out what you created. Yeah. Single cent, I think that's called.
Okay.
So
yeah.
is that like relief printmaking, or is
Yeah, I guess you could call it that. Yeah, the more distinct tones in it, you call it relief print. Lino cut,
okay?
relief printed too.
That show, that was your graduation show. That was in Gallery 126, wasn't it?
No, it was in the college.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So both of them are in the college. You first have your third year degree show, and then you have your not masters, honors
Yeah.
in fourth year. It was encouraged by the tutors, and you learnt a lot more because it was all us that had to direct it and curate it and sort of get it into shape. Yeah, you can see till now, like the current students are doing phenomenal stuff. I've seen an artist, I can't remember her name, but had a major video piece, and it was basically in the chapel, which I'd never seen someone curate a piece in there before. But
Yeah.
she had it down to a T, acoustics, visual, like it was all aligned and symmetrical in this chapel, which you can see archways behind it. I was like,
Class.
yeah.
And that's in Clonvera, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's a crazy building, actually, isn't it?
Yeah, it's an old nuns convent.
Yeah. And just the different levels.
Still
to
think
it.
there's like documents and stuff just wrapped up in stairs. It's pretty creepy.
Yeah,
I wouldn't like to be locked in. Well, I was in there in the studio until 11 o'clock some days, but if you're in there by yourself,
Yeah. But like when I was there briefly for a year doing film and TV, and even if you go to at that time when you went up to the top floors, it just was still abandoned or whatever. Like, you know, they hadn't converted it into whatever. I think it was over
You did film and television.
briefly. Yeah, briefly.
I have a feeling that you probably said this in a previous podcast.
You probably did. Yeah, you
And
better
I
listen
probably-
back to it.
And I probably said the exact same thing. I have no clue.
I was sort of envious of like they look like such crack
Yeah, it
when
was
they were
good crack.
outside, and we were just drawn in our studios, being getting real bored or freezing.
So, once you finished up college, did you travel after that? Then again, that kind of
Over to Spain after. I just wanted to clear the head, really, and yeah, it was a bit of a party town.
Where'd you
Ibiza.
oh wow, yeah, Jesus.
That's a party town.
Yeah, apparently so. I went over with two of my mates, they're DJs, and I was like, oh, feck, what am I going to do here? And it's Germaine. She had her whole family over there in a salon doing body painting for a Zoo Project, which is a festival where everyone gets paint up, does body painting for an abandoned zoo where people have a music festival.
Really?
Every single
Wow.
weekend.
Jeez, that's crazy.
So basically, you only had to work 2 days a week to fund myself over there. It's
Yeah,
pretty
yeah.
awesome. So it's nice. Yeah, 4 to 6 month chill out era.
Yeah, Spain's great though, especially the south of Spain and stuff.
Yeah,
like
I'd
You
that.
like
lived in
to go.
Spain, didn't you?
I lived in Granada, yeah, for about nearly 2 years.
You can there's a daft for Spain now where you could just eye up houses for 15 grand.
Really? Yeah.
So,
Oh God, I was dreaming about it last night. I always I always every couple of months. These two, we grabbed the 2 cats in Spain as well and dragged them back. But like, you know, it's a different way of life. It was just so relaxed,
Yeah.
especially when you're in your mid-20s. You have
Yeah.
you know, responsibilities or whatever, so you're just like, you know,
I
having
feel like
a good time.
in your mid-20s, it's all relaxed anyway, most of the time, isn't it? Doesn't matter where you are. Maybe not. I don't know. It was fairly relaxed for me anyway.
Yeah, it's very relaxed now for you.
Oh, yeah, it was mid-30s, pretty relaxed, yeah. Nice being on the dole.
So when did you move then into kind of more formally pursuing printmaking and stuff like that then?
well, the printmaking it was there when I was in college. When I came out, there was all the printmaking studio, Galway printmaking studio, and there was one prior to that. I'm trying to remember, but yeah, they were all abolished. There was no more funding for them.
Oh, right.
So it was, you know, where am I going to go? Am I going to go to Dublin, Cork, or Belfast? And I didn't feel like going anywhere at the moment. So
Yeah.
I changed my outlook on what to go, and it's like actually really liked all that street art that
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was doing, viewing on my travels, and yeah, I just felt a lot more positive after traveling. That the outlook was, and the potential was for Galway. I lived with my housemate, Trevor Seary, man on many missions. He has hosted a site called Online Music Tree as well. He's mad into his own events, and it really was out there. But he founded Galway Street Art, the initial fan page on Facebook,
Mm-hmm.
and sort of led from there. I've seen a few jobs pop up, forwarded them on to a couple of people. I heard they were like, oh, it was him and Han about the job, and then they all fell through, and it's like, well, you know, this might be an opportunity to start.
Yeah, yeah.
Since I'm a fan of street art and since I'm an artist, it's like that's sort of go hand in hand. So fell into place pretty much. It's usually what I hear.
Yeah.
When you go on.
Cool. No.
When you talk about color you're saying color was like the big influence in how you do your art these days. Is that right? Would it be like an emotional response to the color itself, or is it more a visual thing, or sort
I
of
think it is a bit of a visual. I see these color schemes in other artists' work and see how well they bond.
Okay.
And then you're just like, I get your rhythm of it, you know. So I try find my own, and they sort of get to themselves. Sometimes I feel some of my work just looks like another color scheme that I've used before, so I'm trying to stray away from that.
So you don't try to use like a similar palette each time. You're trying to kind of create new synergies almost every time you do something.
Doesn't bode well for a portfolio, mind you, because it just looks all radical.
Well, I think when I look at it, it seems like there is a coherency to it anyway.
Okay.
You know, like there is a definite like, oh, there, I see it.
It's good to hear.
Like, and I think that's inherent in the work.
Okay.
So it was just interesting when you said that, because when I look at it, to me, it's extremely coherent. So that's why I was wondering if you use similar colors or not. But then I look at it, see, I'm not color orientated at all as an artist.
Yeah.
I use 2 colors, maybe 3 at the most.
Yeah,
you know? So it's just, I always find it interesting talking to other artists about color and what, like, that being an influence in what they enjoy. Do you know what I mean? Because I don't think about color at all.
Yeah, but it's just like you're like just seeing your page and your strips. It almost like looks like storytelling Like it's really effective like that. That's how I see it. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah.
Oh, it's awesome.
But no, yeah, it's like I look at this, I look at the street art and stuff, and it's always interesting to see what the influence is there, you know.
Yeah.
And like who as far as street art goes would influence you a lot.
Yeah, there's people all over the world now with the
Yeah.
with the pieces out there, and I haven't got to talk down to many. Yeah, there's people all over. I like the emerging artists because you sort of get along with them.
Absolutely,
There's been it's a lot of help. Yeah, with the last very big job for Percent for Art scheme, Shane O'Driscoll down in Cork, he helped us out a big lot with that. Didn't know any of the fundamentals of acquiring such a big job.
Of course, yeah.
300 foot
Jesus.
around a basketball court and being fairly daunting. And looking back now, over a 3-week period, I definitely would have taken someone else on.
Yeah.
It was scary.
Now, your medium, is it, what do you use predominantly?
That was the first time I used a lot of emulsion paint
Okay.
because I wanted to keep it sustainable.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah, but I was glad because I'd say that would have been a mountain of spray paint cans.
Yeah.
So there was a good lot of elbow grease thrown into that. And shout out to John the caretaker in there for giving us loads of tips. And yeah, it's like, you're not doing that right.
It's great when the caretaker tells you, you know.
Yeah.
That they didn't,
No,
they
but
didn't
he used to be self-employed. A trade for painting. So yeah, he was self-employed by there.
That was in Merlin College, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So I can see on your social media that you were like, oh, it took 2 years to plan or something. What goes into a process like that? Were you hamstrung by COVID and stuff like that, pushing the work back?
No, because that's only the time that I had full time and full potential to throw every day in there.
Yeah.
I was a full time bartender as an artist 3 years ago. So I had to do that to pay my bills, to run the studio so I could practice art
Of course,
in there.
yeah.
So yeah, it's only about 3 years ago that this is all kicking off and fully employed now through that. But yeah, you're going back to the fundamentals of applying for it, seeing it up on VAI, went for it, like not thinking. I was like, here, this is a bit of practice, so at least I'll start off somewhere. Also, they see names pop up every once in a while, they'll recognize this person's trying, you know.
Yeah.
So went for the search stage. You see after, if they're interested, you get to a second stage. If you get to the second stage and apply through that, they do acknowledge if it's not just one big artist, one very announced artist on like that, they're going to get the whole lot. Say a sculpture artist from Dublin or even abroad from UK coming over, they would get, you know, that 50 grand to work on like a huge piece. Because the amount of work that goes into sculpture, you wouldn't believe. Like they have to have the hell of a lot of insurance and a hell of a lot of liability and safety, maintenance, everything.
Wow. For like any kind of sculptures, or is it like bronzes or?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The guy that was working with me with this Percent for Art commission, he did a lot of tapestry work,
okay,
and then there was mirror work behind.
Okay.
So they need an awesome structure. Just on a pillar. I initially tried for this pillar that was like a cube. So it was their elevator. That's what I initially wanted, and I was going to work from 40 foot in the air and all the way down. which scared the bejesus out of me.
Yeah,
'cause-
insurance. You mentioned insurance.
Yes, yeah. But yeah, he went for that piece, and it looked pretty awesome because I seen his mock-up. He had a little architect mock-up because his wife was an architect, but that was all chrome steel, all going down, so you could see all the reflection of the tapestries.
Oh,
It was pretty
class.
awesome in their open area. In the hall of the school.
That's unreal.
Yeah.
So that was kind of your most recent work, and you had something in All Together now as well, didn't you?
Yeah.
Altogether now is
The festival.
a festival
Down in Waterford.
in Waterford.
Yeah.
Very, very many people we know went to that festival.
Yes.
I'd say so because people it's one of the emerging ones as well. So
Yeah.
everyone likes them, and they've been waiting 2 years for that as well. So
Absolutely.
I'm pretty sure they bumped up their number by 2. So I think initially they
Oh,
only
did
had
they?
about
Yeah.
10,000 or 11,000. It was 22,000. Yeah, this year.
Wow.
I can't imagine such a festival as Electric Picnic now, because that's 70,000.
That's
I
too
thought
much.
that was enough for me, most definitely.
Yeah,
For your
festivals, like the more they grow, the less they kind of are appealing. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
But those emerging festivals are kind of like the best crack, really, I suppose.
Yeah. Oh, I remember working at Picnic before, and it was good crack. It was the usual.
Yeah.
And then we'd be working in a information booth, and usually it'd be just the general stuff because we were only there for 4 hours. I'm pretty sure you worked like 8 hours a day now, so it was a cinch back in the day. Yeah, get up for 10, leave it 2,
Yeah.
and like literally people coming up to you, showers or jacks. That's basically it. And you'd be pointing the right or the left side. That's what you do. But then you heard of some girls coming up and saying it's like our tent got burnt down with our passports in it.
Jesus.
Yeah,
Oh, man.
and that's what happens when you get the numbers that are.
Yeah.
Oh God. Yeah. I just watched the documentary on Woodstock there on Netflix.
I haven't seen it. I've
Yeah.
seen the original. Oh wait, the 99 Woodstock.
Yeah.
Was
It was like 250,000 people.
it 99 or was it like
Was it
96?
99?
It was
99,
99. Okay, yeah.
They had one in 94 that went grand.
Yeah.
But went grandish.
Well, the 99 one
didn't
is
make
the,
any-
the one that went up and is that
Yeah, that's 99.
Yeah.
Yeah. But 250,000 people.
it's mad.
You could tell straight away that your man just cared about money. He's
Yeah.
smiling all the way through. Everything's grand. It's almost like a puppet. I'll just put on this front.
I think altogether now. So like we're doing a promo for. Maybe we get free tickets out
Wait,
of.
did you
for
go?
next year.
Yup.
Did you go to it?
Yeah.
You were there?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh, did you not know?
Oh. Did you enjoy it?
Yeah, it was great.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Good. Both of you were there, huh?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Fuck. I was
Oh
the
yeah. I said it after I saw a picture.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
the only one there. Fuck.
But it's a happy medium, that size of festival.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I really liked that. Was clashing with the other piece when I was doing it, so I literally had to get an extension with Merlin College. So
Oh, okay.
fair play for allowing us that, because that was in the plan for 2 years. I felt guilty saying it's like these contacted us 2 or 3 weeks ago. They say they want me to do a piece, but this is a festival I love. I'd already bought a ticket for it, so that means I could sell that ticket and get paid to go to this. I
Yeah.
was like, yes, this is the crack. And that was by creativegiants.art. They were awesome. Yeah.
What did you do for it
They've
then?
even done they even did Glastonbury this
Oh,
year.
right.
Yeah, so yeah,
Yeah,
nice
it's good
one
to get in
add.
with them. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what was the piece then for altogether now?
It's a bit like a vortex. I know festivals to be quite trippy in the forest. I love walking through the forest, especially at night, and everyone thinks it's just he's only just seeing things because he's out of it. I was like, no, but it's like, I love the lights and see shadows and parts like that. So it's like I always saw sort of vortex pieces. I see a lot of these graphic designers. It's mainly on Procreate and stuff like that. That these are they're formatting these shapes, and I did something like it, or have planned to do it in a bar. Sorry, shouldn't be talking about this. This is future project. But it's like I've been practicing these sort of shapes, and I see a lot of graphic designers complete these pieces. So it's sort of layer upon layer of colors and then shading it in.
Okay.
I don't even know a term for it. There's too much happening on graphic design to keep up with.
Yeah.
So I just save stuff and say, it's like, that looks awesome. And graphics is like, this is why people are getting crazy technical with their street art. If you look at like hyper realism people like Smug One, he's like obviously comes from an animation background, but that's on a computer. How the hell does he put something that's like 40 stories high? He did like the biggest piece in Ireland as
Is
a
he
street
Irish?
art.
Yes.
No, he's UK based.
He's UK based. Okay. And where in Ireland did you do this piece?
I think it's Dundalk.
Dundalk. Okay.
Massive mythological figure with a dog under him.
Oh, I think I might have seen that.
They have a thunderbolt or something in his hand.
Yeah, I think I seen that. Jeez,
Yeah.
that's mad, isn't it?
He mainly concentrates on, mythological stuff. You were going back to, bring up earlier. Kieran Dunleavy was an artist I first seen when we were in second year, and he did a piece. He did Sally Long's piece.
Yeah.
I think he was a month doing that, and we went in a tour from college. He was one of the first ones that like, it's like, this is what I'm doing, this is how I'm living, and I was like, Jesus, that's awesome. But it was completed college and no tutors were really into it. It's like, you can't do that, this is contemporary art. it's like there's no living in that. And I say, he's doing all that, he's definitely making a living. Like, I'm going around with these hall of prints at the end, like these zinc and copper plates. It's like, what the hell am I going to do with these?
Jesus.
But it is it's I'd like to have some storage and go back to printmaking once I have my niche down. I still think I got to get back to the books.
Yeah.
I'd like to get back to the library as well. That's an awesome library in Clonwera, which I learned you can still go back to. You can still pay for the year.
Okay.
And there's an awesome little stairway that's in there. It just goes spirally up. It's awesome bit of woodwork.
Yeah, it is. It's unreal, actually, to be honest with you, when you think about it. The way, it's just the shelves circulate all the way up the tower.
Oh yeah, you were in Simcoe.
Yeah. We'll just explain it for 11.
Yeah. Well, the where now?
So it's like, it's probably like a chapel at the other end of the building. So instead of just having 3 floors,
Yeah.
they've hollowed it out, and then all the way around the bookshelves are on the walls, and it's just completely kind of hollow all the way through the middle, isn't it?
Yeah,
then?
it just has the walls all the way around, and then has the stairway just up and along. What was it, 4?
Jesus, it's 4 floors at least. Anyway,
4 floors.
Wow.
Yeah.
Which is odd.
Pretty awesome. It's amazing for the aesthetics.
Yeah, just go in to have a look.
Yeah.
You can just stick
Not
your
even
head in there.
rent out a book or anything.
Yeah.
Just have a look.
No, you can walk into that college.
Sound.
Tell,
Go have a look.
Tell Paddy we said it's grand.
Perfect.
So, for kind of the mural work that you did, I know you did something in Kerwin's Lane, and that was kind of based off Old Galway. What was your inspiration there?
Old Galway, or sort of our generation when we were down there, because that was the first time I saw West End and its hype.
Yeah.
Everything that was down there. Yeah, I'd mates down there that got us into like Jimi Hendrix music, and I was all into like a lot of electronic back in the day. So it was good to feel up on a lot of rock music all the same. That mate has moved on to Berlin now, which has a lot of street art as well. I went over to visit, and phenomenal amount over there. But she's the inspiration of that figure that's down there.
Yeah,
that was my mate Katie, and she's know that whole family. So it was cool to relate a muse to that piece and have that sort of flowy, funky coloration going on, which that was sort of Jimi Hendrix
Hendrix is great.
album covers, like it's just
Like what is it, like
that
Axis Bold as Love,
flower
and
power sort of.
Yeah.
No, it's like I'd love to like seen books going back to flower power days, and there's a whole lot of you can just see an acid influence.
Like, do you ever like all that poster art from the Fillmore concerts? You ever look at those?
No.
It's like like the San Francisco poster art from the 60s.
Okay.
It's phenomenal. Like I'd say it's a huge influence on what I do, even though you probably couldn't draw a parallel.
Yeah.
But I love that 60s psychedelia. Like it's there's something about it that kind of like, it's almost like Art Nouveau mixed with graphic design, and it's very color orientated. To me, I like the shapes, like the almost kind of bone and organic shapes like that, but with also a very defined kind of I don't know how you put it, but it's just amazing stuff.
Would that
like,
be more like metal typography?
Definitely metal album covers and metal imagery would have stemmed from it. So, but like that early stuff, like Stanley Mouse,
okay.
Who else? Rick Griffin is another artist. Those poster artists are fucking great. I really recommend them.
No, I looked them up now.
Like the Fillmore, I think East or Fillmore West. So if you look up just Fillmore West posters, you'll see them, and you like it's a great source of inspiration for that kind of stuff. Like, you know.
I love the typography that comes out of album
Oh
covers.
yeah,
So
it's amazing, isn't
so
it?
badass.
And of course, it's all LSD influenced.
What does that stand for?
True.
What does that stand for? Jeez, I wish I knew. I'm taking enough of it. Like,
through different variations of good and bad, I assume.
yeah, that's it. Like,
Bunch of lightning strikes and one. It's like just some bubbly axe and another one.
that's interesting. Yeah, Jimi Hendrix was definitely a very early love of mine. Like when I was like 15 or 16, it's like Hendrix all day long. Let's not fucking listen to his Hendrix. You know, I loved it. Like did you ever listen to the album Band of Gypsies?
What you call it? I was more of a Chili Peppers fan.
Oh, you're a
And
Chili
then,
Peppers
then when
guy.
you come to Hendrix
Okay.
afterwards, like, geez, they sound awful like Jimi Hendrix. Don't they? Well, yeah, because they stole all his sound
Yeah,
from him,
exactly.
like, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good stuff. Like,
So the piece that you did, kind of based in Old Galway, was that the one that won the award with Circuit's Artist?
Circuit Festival. That's through 126 as well. They just brung it up. Luckily, they got through it last year because it was still semi-pandemic or whatever. So they just did live streams, even with the musical artists and stuff. It really got it out there. But yeah, I was one to do a piece, and that place was just toted with tags down there. So I just contacted that restaurant, Della La Tasca.
Yeah.
And they said it's like, we're actually looking to cover it all. Or it's like they're going to paint it themselves anyway. So all I had to do was say is like, here's what I'm going to do. And they're happy to do it because the colours are bouncing. It's all quite very LGBTQ friendly down there. So I just wanted some big vibrant colours popping. Yeah, so I've got some good feedback off it now. Like to get someone down in Pump Lane as well, because that was seeing that growing up all the time, having layer upon layer of different artists doing pieces down there.
is that the one behind
Roisin.
the Roisin?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was always good
That's
crack.
the one. I'm pretty
Walking
sure
down
they.
there.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they were decent. The artists there as well. I'm sure they fund them a little bit, and
Yeah, so I meant to ask you about that. So what is the politics behind kind of Pump Lane? Because, you do have different artists and different pieces going up and then coming down. Is it like a shared space, or is it...
I'm pretty sure like Roisin and their company own a good few, so I think they just got the height of respect down there. So I'm sure they've got approved by the other landlords, whoever's connected, such as Taylor's or all that. But yeah, I got approval from Della Tasca, but they are just running through the landlord, so they're just renting off them. So I had to wait about 2 weeks for a landlord to give me a thumbs up and just say, "Look, that's how long." It's like so everyone has to get approval from the building owner, but there is politics coming into. Say people are slapping logos and stuff up there that are, that could be a bit chancy with the council. Yeah, that's when they start wagging fingers.
Because when I was researching the stuff you did, I seen you had that post up about that David Attenborough piece that was painted over, and. Do you have to be careful about where you paint and, you know?
It shouldn't be. They got community. They got all the community in on it. They loved it. So I can't see if that landlord was approving it. Community was approving it.
No, what happened?
It's there was a mural done for David Attenborough on his, I think it was, how old is he?
90, 95,
he's
you
90
know,
something,
in
yeah.
his
Bloody 90s anyway.
Yeah.
That's good enough. But like surrounded by, you know, floral pieces and just a few. I think there was a few animal features in it as well. But yeah, it looked amazing, and it was done by a collective subset. And then lo and behold, they were told to take it down. The community was fighting it, subset were fighting it, and then finally they took them to court. And I'd say about a couple of months ago, they won.
Who won now?
The subset against the council.
Oh right, so Attenborough stays.
Yeah.
Hey, that's great. Fantastic.
Because they're winking at us.
That's great. No.
And would you have, or people you know would have had run-ins with the Galway County Council over stuff that they might have done?
I've seen temporary works go up in Galway, but there were only temporary works, and I'm not sure if it was up to them or the building owner, that it was just there for the photography and saying it's like we did this. But I've seen stuff go up, a collective of artists do it and then be gone within a week. Don't know the backstory to it.
Which, because I remember that piece, you know, the what's the giant,
was it?
The beanstalk. Remember that was on Shop Street.
Yeah. Feature walls.
Yeah, and then that was taken down. The county council said that it was like, you know, taken away from the aesthetic of the street and all this kind of stuff.
Where was that? That was near
the jewelry store, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Clada Jewelers.
I didn't even realize that was gone.
Yeah.
But I'm terrible like with knowing that shit, you know.
Don't know if I want to go into that.
Oh, okay.
No, but like, I'll tell you, it's like the piece was huge, and it was probably too good that, you know, sort of drawed people in, and it's like, oh, what is this building? Oh, it's Clada Jewelers. There's a lot of Clada Jewelers in Galway, isn't there?
Yeah.
So.
Oh, right.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, jealousy, eh?
Yeah.
Jeekers.
Thomas Dillon's, that's a good one. Shout out.
Sponsorship. But that's unfortunate, like.
Yeah, but he got to do it again. Just doesn't look as good as prior,
good,
you know. It looked awesome at the start. It was lots of nice, you know, nice colours that Galway, that attributes Galway.
Yeah.
So I didn't see anything like, and it wasn't just like, they don't have a slap up billboard and logo of like we are this. It was just decorative and appealing to the eye.
Yeah.
They were even saying another piece about snoozles. He did snoozles as well.
Oh, yeah.
Little boy, it looked like that scene out of, what's the start of
DreamWorks?
Yeah, that's
yeah.
Yeah.
The DreamWorks logo?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I always kind of thought that when I seen it. I was like,
I think it's just a silhouette.
Yeah.
Just a silhouette.
Just a little young fella sitting on the edge of a moon with the fishing pole.
But the council were on about that as well.
Really? Yeah.
I think so.
We should interview someone with the council now.
But they've given us jobs, plenty.
Yeah.
So like I think it's just acknowledging this is what we're doing. I think that's what we need to start. What's going where, and yeah, I was just contacted by the tourism officer in Galway. I'm going to do a piece out in Salt Hill.
Oh, great.
Yeah, along with another piece near Pierce Stadium.
Whereabouts in Salt Hill?
Just on the entrance. Everyone knows the entrance straight into Leisureland. But
Oh,
like,
yes.
This is the one in between. No, he's hinting at it there. It's like he's getting that space acknowledged. But yeah,
I
in
knew
between.
this already, apparently.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Yeah, it's just on the entrance in between the circus and the pitching, but yeah, just outside of it.
So would you say
Hang on, do you remember going on that slide in Leisureland?
in the water?
Did you ever go inside in that one? The one that goes out?
It should be clear.
Huh?
That'd be class, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Be
That was fucking-
disorientated by the glare.
That was a fucking mad crack, like.
I was on it like 6 months ago.
Were you? Is it still going?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Fucking is the inside of Leisureland still like all pirate ships and shit?
Yeah, it's not great. Like,
Yeah. No,
you're
and
bringing
there's,
children.
there's a
it's
fucking smell there as well, like that fucking insane hit of what is it?
chloroform.
Chloroform, yeah.
Chloroform, not
Yeah.
chloroform.
But yeah, I was always loved going down that slide.
No, happy memories.
Yeah.
I'll have to bring you now soon again.
How about you remember the Coca-Cola slide at Peter Pan?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you got
That
ripped
fucking-
by it halfway down.
Jesus, man.
It's like someone just offset that for a bit of crack.
Yeah,
It's
all
like
they fucking did, like.
Let's just see all the
I used to
the
be
ripped-
scared shitless
the
going
ripped
on.
backs on this.
Where was the Peter Pan world in Galway?
Oh man, I think it was up
Is
near
it
where the,
Lisbon?
yeah, I think so, yeah.
Yeah. There's a couple of like warehousey. Yeah.
Was it
I
up behind
can't
where the
remember.
Eye is now? Where the Eye Cinema is?
Possibly.
For some reason I think that's I can't pinpoint it though.
There was one in Limerick out in Doyle.
Oh, was there?
Had a Coca-Cola slide, of course.
Did it have a
though.
snake slide?
Yeah. You know, it's
I
not a
had
competition.
no clue it
like,
was a
you know?
franchise, like, huh?
How big was the Coca-Cola slide now? Let's get an
Fucking
estimate.
massive.
No, it was about 7 foot.
We used to crawl up the snake slide, so when lads would come down it, they'd run into us, like, you know. We had started so many fights in Peter Pan Fun World or around there, but the Coca-Cola slide, man, that shit was scary. It was probably only 7 foot, like.
Yeah. You know, you're sitting on the edge waiting to go over, and you're like, Jesus Christ. Good God.
But anyway, you were saying about the outside leisure land, or what is it?
Yeah, no, it's like we still have to acknowledge a concept.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's tomorrow's work.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So straight into that.
Mm-hmm.
So would you say that Galway has a growing street art scene? Would there
Oh,
be many of
definitely,
you
yeah.
out there doing
No,
different
it's-
work?
Like it is, I can already see that tourism officer being acknowledged, and it's like we really want it. We just need it regulated. Just need to pinpoint where they want to distribute it. Don't want it all just sat in this mid city, you
Yeah.
know, because it'd be like taken away from the communities. It's a vibrancy, so you need to distribute it, make everyone feel a part of it,
Yeah.
and have their part. It's like I didn't see this one, but I seen it in the paper, I think, or online somewhere. But yeah, they did something out in Ballyban recently, and yeah, I live out in Merlin Gate, so yeah, it's nice to be. Yeah, it's nice to see it close to home. No, it's good to see, because that just shows, as well as, you know, going back 5 years ago, council turned stuff down, and now they're actually seeing the benefits out of it. So it is like it's emerging,
Yeah.
obviously. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you just need to see the benefactors.
So what's your stance on tags then?
Not much experience, to be fair. I'll get my headphones on here because I forgot them.
Stick them on there.
Stick 'em on. There you go now.
But yeah, no, I've seen them all around town, but especially when I see them online, I like them more and more. So, you know, there's a lot of skill. It's almost like calligraphy, the skill they put into them. It's just a fluid motion. But yeah, when you see them around town and there's not a lot of practice in them, they just look a bit grim. But yeah, there's conflict online. They go, some people that are over, if you go to earlier spaces of Berlin and New York and that, they get really thick at street artists.
Yeah.
Yeah. there's wars that go down, like.
I'd say so.
But I'm pretty sure it's just a conflict of, I don't know, maybe a small bit of jealousy of people getting jobs out of art now. Like there's a difference between tags and graffiti artists and street artists. So yeah, that's why I sort of just acknowledge myself as a muralist.
Yeah.
But yeah, because I haven't actually done many street art pieces that, well, now I'm funded enough that I can go around and hopefully get some landlords to say, it's like, here, I've done this as a smaller piece, do you mind whacking it up on a wall? And just say, it's like, would that be up your alley?
Yeah.
That's what I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, up their alley, huh?
Just pleasing. Yeah, there's a pun in there.
Yeah, there was.
But yeah, round Wood Quay, just as you're coming to 126 Gallery, actually, there's an alley there that they were thinking of brightening up. Could certainly use it, just like Pump Lane, you know, if that was full of tags and the bins that clearly have to be there. But if that was just full of grim enough stuff, maybe people wouldn't feel so nice going down that necessary walkway.
Yeah.
There's even a tour on street art now, done by Karen O'Leary. I think it's just called Street Art Tours Galway, maybe. She's a historian, so she's coming right into the modern age of.
Wow, that's
and
fantastic.
she's she knows plenty. The artists got their backstories. She does several now. Suffolk West, Finbar, Shane O'Malley. Who else is down West End now? Well, West End's constantly overlayering itself.
Yeah.
There's actually, I think Shane O'Malley's piece is in it, and there was like a little bit of paint stripped off it, and you could see about 13 layers of paint. Oh, it was awesome. It's cool to see. It's like a little history piece. Take a bunch off it and just put it in a little glass case.
And what's your connection then with 126 Gallery?
When did I go there? 2014, 2016, or 2014, 2016. I was in Spain, so it would have been up to 2016, 2018. Which was, it was awesome. Learned the ins and outs and fundamentals of running a gallery. It was making mates, seeing their way of, it was curating exhibitions and stuff, which we never got taught in college.
Yeah.
So really, you didn't learn that. I think we actually got it up as a small module, but that was about 4 of us, being students and not really getting the space in there.
Yeah.
So showing a big space like that, they came all the way from like Flood Street, which was basically walk in, like you could walk around the place in 3 seconds. And it's Flood Street for a reason. That place was dodgy. So I saw someone going back into the storage area, and literally you were just stepping over stuff to get back to other storage. And they finally moved to Wood Quay there, just in Hidden Valley, Wood Quay. And they've been situated there for 3-4 years now. I think they just got another lease on it. So
nice.
There's future prospects ahead. Released a book there, just this year as well. There's lots of prospects coming from it. But learn the fundamentals of running the gallery, exhibitions, and getting sponsorship from areas. There's a lot of admin in it.
Yeah.
So I admire people going back into it. Certainly knowing that it is voluntary, and you get a lot out of it. This is how I learn to apply for big jobs, which I just completed. I would not have been able to go through that process if I didn't do them before.
Yeah.
You
So
know?
it was like the perfect breeding ground for you, really, to
Yeah.
learn the next step. Like, really.
Applying for grants, applying for any sort of funding, and just being respectful of the process of getting there. You know, you gotta meet people. You gotta learn the ins and outs of the steps and procedures to get to any even emerging.
Yeah.
Even an emerging artist. Yeah.
So going forward, if people want to get in contact with you for like commission work or just to see your stuff, where would be the best place to do that?
Yeah, I'm really late in the Instagram game, to be fair. So I wish I started that 10 years ago when I was in college. But yeah, Ronnie Doodle Art on Instagram. That's where they get me. Also go as Ro. So that's just my nickname. Could change over. Ronnie Doodle Art's a bit.
I like the story though. You know, the
Yeah,
way
it's a
it
good
the way
one.
it goes
Yeah,
all the
that's
way
true.
back.
That's
Yeah.
true.
So everybody check it out. So I think that's it. Thanks so much for coming in, Ron.
Cheers.
Really
No,
appreciate
it's
it.
good.
Pleasure. Awesome. Yeah, it was good crack. Only just met you.
That's it now.
We'll actually have to go for a pint maybe at some stage now, you
Oh.
know.
Indeed,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
I'm going
Well,
to girlfriend's birthdays today, so we're going for
But yeah, not today. I won't get you in trouble.
Bamish, of course.
Tell her
She's
happy
from Cork.
birthday for us.
Yeah.
Anyway. Yeah.
Do. Now, Lavin, there's another one in the can.
That's you want a can?
Another one in the can.
Oh yeah, no. Another episode in the can. Sound. Shite, you're right. Yeah. Okay.
Pleasure, lads. Nice to meet you both.
You too.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
too, man. Thanks, everybody, and we'll catch you the next time.